Hi, this is Ryan Fasan. Welcome to Tile of Spain's Meet the Makers. It's our interview segment where we give everybody a chance to get to know some of the people behind the tiles that we're bringing into the US here from Spain. I'm here with Bill Bannatyne from Pamesa Group, a real old friend and an exciting group of companies that are doing some amazing things. So Bill, welcome to Meet the Makers. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Ryan, thank you, and greetings from the home of the NBA 2021 NBA Bucks.
I wanted to talk a little bit about what you got going on from Pamesa. Of course, we've got Chursai coming up next week, and I know that your group of companies is always into creating some new stuff and novelties. And one of the things that we've noticed this year, especially sort of leading into this year, is a big sort of boom in colors. Not so many 50 shades of gray, but we're seeing a lot of blues and greens and a lot of warm tones come into the palette for 2022. A lot of people kind of thought the pinks and blues and greens might be a bit of a flash in the pan. How are you guys seeing it at Pamesa? How are you approaching color in your programs?
You know, Ryan, so a wise man once told me that design in the United States is different from design in Europe. Design in Europe starts with the floor and works its way up in the home. Whereas in the States, we're doing just about everything before with curtains and couches and paint and everything else. And then they find their way all the way to the floor. They're usually out of money. And so tile always takes a little bit of a backseat in that regard. But I don't know if I necessarily agree with all the pink and the blues and the. We have done very, very well with the hydraulic and caustic material. In our particular case, it's a 9x9-inch material. If I were to say it was a flash in the pan based on what we sold of it, I would be lying. It's done very, very well. But on a grand scale, and it's something when we started with product like that, people thought, oh, this will be 100 square feet, 200 square feet at a time, and a lot of people got caught early with inventory amounts and so forth, which was a pleasant surprise, really. So that material did do well, to your point. But as long as that is the case, I will tell you that white marbles are white hot right now, you know, and whether or not the market will continue to push in that direction, I would say it's likely. But white marbles are absolutely white hot. If we at Pamesa alone didn't have 13, we have 14 or 15. It's been phenomenal. But I will say as well, with those whites, you know, Macchia and Calcutta and so forth, there are some rusts finding their way in. It's not just white and gray or white and black. So, you know, it is that rust, that little bit of an orange tint, if you will, which is, you know, absolutely taboo 5 to 10 years ago. It's very much welcome right now, and it's created a hot, you know, trend, if you will, for us. So.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was going to ask you, because I know that, you know, in terms of the bread and butter, it is white marbles, it is gray fields and things like that, and concrete looks. But I noticed this year that there was a lot of undertones of warm tones. So it's interesting that Macchia and Calcutta and things that have some warm tones in that look. You know, I think tile always kind of takes the long view, and even though we're seeing all kinds of creams and taupes and things like that come into fabrics and paints, you know, we're just kind of seeing undertones of warmth come into the tile program. So are you seeing that bear out in sales for you guys this year as well?
Absolutely. And, you know, Ryan, but I would still say this, though, to your point, if we come up with a 5 or 6 color series, those lighter colors will always win out. You know, a darker color will always look, it does help to have the darker colors for people to say no to, be it from we the manufacturer to the importer, or from the importer having them and saying, yeah, I mean, you know, we have this around, we, you know, have it around to create a little bit of, you know, interest and so forth, but to have something for people to say no to. So, but yeah, I would still, you know, advocate for light from us, the manufacturer. So yeah.
No, for sure. So in terms of like the end user and trends that are changing, and certainly the pandemic has done some shifting here. Going into the pandemic, we started to see people really holding on to their investments, whether it was commercial or residential, a lot longer year over year than they used to. It used to be sort of, 5 to 10 years that someone would hold a residential property before moving into their next piece. Now we're seeing 15 to 20, and oftentimes a lot of multi-generational. Same thing in commercial. So with building ownership going into longer periods, what sort of things, obviously tile speaks to that because it is one of the most durable products that they can choose. And if they're going, with a European solution, it's one of the highest quality and they're getting that return on investment. But I know a lot of manufacturers are really doing some things that are adding even more value to the inherent characteristics of tile. Is there something that Pamesa is doing along those lines that's helping increase that return on investment for clients?
So one of the newest products that we have is called Vita, and it's an antibacterial product, which again, we're all as salespeople just getting familiar with ourselves. It'll actually be presented next week in Italy. So that is a brand new product that we're excited to bring to the US market called Vita, again, VITA. A lot of people ask us every once in a while, Ryan, if we have a guarantee or a warranty on any of our product. And it's something that the Spanish, you can probably imagine, really struggle to understand. I mean, when you start talking about even a 10 or a 15-year warranty, it's kind of ludicrous. It would be a slap in the face to a manufacturer to even consider a 10 or 15-year warranty. It'd be pointless, first of all. I mean, we do things differently in the States. I know you're of Canadian descent, so sometimes you could probably laugh at we Americans for doing things in a little bit of a goofy way. But the idea of a warranty or a guarantee for some kind of a product is beyond crazy for tile.
I'm glad that you brought that up. Actually, I get that quite a bit, from specifiers and from homes and things like that, or builders asking for, how am I going to be protected? Show me a warranty. And, for every other product that they're dealing with in their finished materials list, it makes sense. For tile, it's like, I struggle to find a way to tell people, well, there is no warranty because it's going to outlast your building, without sounding kind of insulting, but
Right.
that's the truth of it. Is like the more tile you have in the building, the better chances that there is that your building is going to survive those fires and those floods and everything else. So don't ask me for a warranty.
Doesn't make any sense. And again, it almost confuses people in Europe more than anything else. If you're,
Right, yeah.
there's a little bit of teasing every once in a while of Americans. And again, most of the importers and professionals that we work with, they go, Bill, we know how you're going to answer this, and don't start getting all crazy on us and everything like this, and I'll say, whatever. But it's all good. I mean, it's obviously a natural, clean product. I mean, one thing I can relate to, and I'm sure you've dealt with this. Again, I happen to have a Spanish wife of 23 years, very happily married and so forth. But her and anybody else from Spain, the first thing they do when they look at carpet, and we have carpet in our American home, don't get me wrong, but I mean, they'll look at carpet, and the first thing anybody from Spain will say is, the dirt and what's in that product? Do you know what's in there? And of course, there's plenty of people from the States who come over to Europe, and tile can have its negatives as well. I mean, obviously, somebody would say it can be hard on your feet or a person or what have you. But as far as a timeless product goes, I mean, it is absolutely at the top to even supersede natural stone of the food chain. There's just no truth about it. So it's always amazing
no,
when
for sure.
everybody from Europe comes over and sees a floor with carpet, and they go, "Really?
Yeah.
Richest country in the world." And you explain that 60% of the world's carpet is manufactured in this country, and then shipping is a lot less and so forth, which we touched on a little bit. But
Yeah.
there are arguments, but yeah.
I know that like I said, it's a challenging time of year. You got your side coming up in a week and getting all your prep done for that. So I wish you to have an amazing show, and looking forward to seeing what's going on with the novelties.
Sounds good, Ryan. Sounds good. Thank you, sir. Thanks for the time.
Okay, Bill.
Thanks to everyone.
Thank you.